Hey everybody, Garage Builds here. And these are my newest addition to my Batman weapons, which are some shock gloves from Batman Arkham Origins. First, let's do a little bit of recap. In case you haven't heard of it, the Batman Arkham franchise is a video game franchise, which is pretty popular, and it has the Batman as its main character. And one of these games is called Batman Arkham Origins, and also is one of my favorite from these games. And in this game he uses a bunch of weapons, but one which is just in that game are his shock gloves. These are very special and very powerful. In the game, when he activates the shock gloves, he can knock down enemies with only one punch. So, let me show you some gameplay so you know what I'm talking about.
Look at what we got here!
Okay, now that you are all familiar with what I'm talking, let me show you my own version of shock gloves. Starting with the protection. The forearm protection, initially I wanted to have those spikes like Batman has, but since I don't have a welder and I didn't want to make them out of plastic since I saw that useless, I just made a straight protection. You can see that it is very simple. It just has a 3D printed separator so that these don't slide around. The metal part, which is the protection itself, and just two 3D printed latches. But this offers very much protection and it is quite powerful. But now let's move to the more interesting part, the hand itself. And for it, as the base, I have some motorcycle gloves, the cheapest that I could find, with also some knuckle protection. Moving on, I have some high voltage generator so that I can get that taser right in the front. I have a small battery pack which is 3D printed so that it's small and it can fit, especially under clothes it can fit very nicely and you cannot see it. Next, as I said, here are the coils. Here is where the arc forms, and here is the button. I've put the button right on top of the finger so that when you close your fist you can turn on the taser. And so you can punch straight up or you can punch with the taser, and it is very nice. And as I said, you have also some protection for the knuckles. So let me put both of them together so you can see how they look on one hand. And so this is how they look together. Very awesome. Maybe a paint job is everything that's missing, but I would not like to paint it only when my whole Batman suit is finished, because otherwise I can have some mixed up paints and colors and I just don't want that. So yeah, maybe when I make a whole suit, I have some ideas in mind but nothing that I've started working on, I will show them. But as I said, this is very powerful as a protection. You just don't feel anything, only if my camera could maybe okay. So yeah, it offers a bunch of protection. Also, if you have some clothes in between them, it's even better. It stops the vibration from reaching your hand and it just helps it feel much better. Also, it doesn't feel very restrictive. You can still move quite easily and it's not heavy at all. So tell me guys what's your opinion in the comments, and tell me if you want to see more Batman Arkham projects, because I have some in mind but I will have to make them come true. So thank you everybody for watching. If you enjoyed this video then please leave a like, and if you want to see more videos like this then subscribe. Have a nice day. Bye bye.